That is a separate topic itself, which I'll come to immediately after this. So my question to you is, if it is preordained, what do you tell somebody who lets go of everything and says, I'm not going to work because anyway, what's going to happen is going to happen? How do you, whenever you have thought about it, how have you answered it in your head?
And this thought has crossed my mind that if, okay, I have to get my 4 square meals in a day, if I have to get them, I will get them, whether I work for it or I don't work for it. But yes, this is a little a tricky question, I would say, Vanti. But yeah, no one says, like, we haven't been promised anything that way. We haven't been promised that, like they say, kirt karo or work is again one of the basic tenets, that you have to work to be able to reach where you have to reach, or to be able to attain what you have to attain. You have to work. There is like no free meal here, right? So yes, that person may still get food, because we've seen there are so many people who are sitting and who just get food sitting at one place. But then it will not be what it could be if you would get up and do something to help the other. It is, I always feel it is better to be a giver than to be a receiver. If you are able to give something to someone, not material, not necessarily materially, whatever it is that you have, if you're able to share it with someone, that is better than just receiving all the time. So for this, you will be able to give only if you work towards reaching that level where you are able to give. Even talking about in terms of intellect, a teacher first has to read the lesson to be able to teach the students. A teacher can't just walk into a class and say unprepared. No, that doesn't happen. Even as a teacher, I know I have to prepare a little bit beforehand to be able to teach the students. So just saying that I'm going to just keep sitting here, folding my hands and just keeping them here, and then expect that yes, everything will anyway, it has to happen, so I'll just get everything as and how it has to happen, I don't think it's going to work for me or for anyone. And we have to know that, okay, this was one of the basic tenets where we are told to work, to be able to work to so that we reach a level where we can help not only ourselves but also someone else.
Okay.
And
Sorry, you want to say something?
no, that is what I feel, that no, sitting at one place and just expecting things to fall into your lap won't happen. They don't happen that way. So again, if it is your destiny to just sit and wait for something, or it is preordained that you're not going to do anything, you're just going to sit and expect things to fall into your lap. If you have that kind of a destiny, probably things will fall into your lap. But maybe that is showing you a path that will take you somewhere else. Again, just follow the path. So if, like, there are people who say, okay, I'm sitting, I'm not doing anything. So if you have to get something just sitting down, you will get it. If you're not destined to get it, you will not get it, even if you try your level best. So I coach students for the entrances to boarding schools.
Yeah.
So this is one lesson I always give them. I tell them, you have to try your best. Of course, every child works day and night and very hard to be able to achieve that dream of getting into that school that has been in his or her mind for a very long time. They work very hard. But before they are, I always, time and again, I do point it out to them. I have children from the age of 8 years to say, like, what, 12, 13 years who taking the entrances. Time and again, I do tell them this, that you have to try your best. Whether you will reach, you will get what you're going to get or not, that is not in your hands. You try your best, you do your best, and believe that God will put you at a place where He knows you will shine your brightest. And I have seen it happening with so many of my students. Most of them reach the place they want to reach, but there will be one or two who will not reach. And then I stay in touch with them, and then yes, they do land up at other places. And then sometimes I feel, look, this was a better place for you. Look, you've been able to do better. Maybe you wouldn't have done as well at another place. So this is one thing that I try to inculcate even in these children, howsoever young they may be. And I feel it gives in them a feeling of yes, I will get if I have to get it, but I will try my best. So that thing, if a small chance they are not able to get it, they're not hit that bad, because I always feel that they are very young children and failure hits them very hard. So I have to prepare them, that telling them that it is not failure, don't believe it to be a failure, but believe it to be a stepping stone to some other path that is already, that's going to take you to a place where which will be better for you. So again, this thing is kind of inborn in me. We started with destiny and we're coming around here. So sitting at one place without doing anything and expecting things to fall into your lap, that doesn't happen. Until and unless, yes, you are those among those very fortunate few who can do it. And then again, I feel that is what was preordained for them. That okay, you just sit and have fun, and there'll be others who'll be working for you and getting you your stuff.
Uh,
Or else, no, it doesn't happen.
there's an interesting story from the times of the Buddha that I remembered, thanks to what you just described. Um, there is this guy who has the destiny that he is going to reach the first level of enlightenment.
Mhm.
He's done enough good karma in his past. He's just reached a point where it's about to happen. And it will happen if he listens to two stanzas by the Buddha. And luckily, Buddha comes to his city. This guy goes to listen to this. He listens to one stanza, gets bored, and gets up and goes away.
So, yes.
So now the destiny is there. The reason why I brought this up is because earlier, when I was asking you what is the mindset that one needs to develop, you need to develop the good qualities, because at the nth moment when the window opens, you have to have worked hard enough
To be
to
able to recognize.
to be able to recognize it, or to be patient with it even while it is not the way you thought it would be. That was one this. And the second part that I wanted to bring up was, uh, we've had an entire discussion on destiny. Uh, Funnily enough, irrespective of my and your beliefs about supreme power, it does not seem to matter, because the manifestation of how we are discussing things about life seems to be the same, about basic values of goodness and basic hard work required, um, ability to withhold judgment on what is happening, ability to work hard, contemplate, use our minds to understand things a little better. All of those things seem to matter. So it really does not matter if there is belief in destiny or no. As long as one keeps doing the right things, you are preparing the ground for some kind of flowering. One little thing I wanted to ask you, possibly the last thing I would think, is the fact that whatever you mentioned about your students and the way you teach them, do you think it would be useful if we embed the possibility of failure in success itself always, and not think of it as an antithesis to each other? What if uh, we were always ready that things will go bad? That because nature, when we look at it, after every day there is night. How much ever enjoyable the day has been, the night is bound to come, or how much ever you are enjoying the evening, the morning is bound to come. How much ever you've enjoyed the lockdown, one day is going to end and you will have to go to work like normal again. How much ever you are frustrated today is going to end tomorrow. So whatever we see in nature seems to have an end point. It may happen within a day, it may happen within years, or it may happen within centuries if you're talking civilizations like Roman and Greek and uh,
Yeah, yeah.
um, so the point I'm asking you is, we are still figuring out as it's always defeat versus success or victory. What if we were to embed this very thought in our thought process itself, as students, as seekers, as believers, that things may not be what we think they are. It does not change anything, but just the possibility leads to less heartburn, less heartbreak, and also allows life to be normal in both conditions. If you succeed, you'll say, yeah, we don't know, it might change. And at times, because of, see, this destiny by itself, why does the word come up? I started with an example of when I was not doing well, I used to go and refer to that website. Then I told this to another friend, he used to do the same thing. When our businesses were working fine, he was always talking, and then he would otherwise call and he says, look, this lady said that we are going to rock on the 26th of January. And I was like, and I used to look and I used to say, okay, how's your work? Yeah, work is not so good. And she's saying we are going to get the deal of a lifetime. And oddly enough, once a while, things like these might be there. There are people with different powers in the world. I have no, I have no point of view. They are like doctors, astrologers, different point. But all of them are wanting, and the possibility of defeat is what we are, or failure is what we are trying to avoid. And over a period, I have realized that making your friends with failure is good enough. Then you don't need to bother too much.
I agree. I agree with you, Banti, that we need to accept that yes, we will not always succeed in life. But if we carry on with this negative attitude that anyway I'm going to fail,
No, anyway,
I might fail
part
failure.
of it, a part of it is always that there is a chance that you may fail, but that should not impact your work towards it. Like you have been,
Yes.
I don't disagree with that. But that chance always has to be there because it hurts you lesser.
I agree with that. Yes, that is why I tell them that, okay, like, just take that 1% or a small percentage of chance that you do not succeed. Then you believe that you will be at a place that where you think, where God thinks, or wherever the supreme power thinks you will shine your brightest. So then that belief comes there. And I always tell them that just thinking about this, don't think that, okay, then I don't need to work. You need to work hard. You still need to work hard. And you still need to go towards it. But having said that, thinking about failure all the time, yes, it is like a coin. It is the other side of the coin. Success and failure come together.
Yeah,
But I do not, personally, I do not think about failure a lot, because I feel somewhere it is going to affect my work. Somewhere it is going to affect the input that I'm putting into any project or whatever that I'm doing.
yeah,
I think that yes, I am going to work to the best of my ability, and success is going to come to me. And that gives me the impetus to move forward. If I start thinking that I may or may not, be able to achieve what I'm trying to achieve, it will greatly impact the way I am, the effort that I'm putting into anything that I'm doing.
yeah. One of
So
uh,
I
uh,
know, I agree with you that yes, failure and success go hand in hand. We cannot succeed all the time. Like I cannot say I have 100% result that all my students always get in. No, I have had places where the students didn't get in. But yeah, I don't start off anything thinking that I will not be able to
yeah,
achieve it. I start off thinking I will achieve it. The rest is as it has to happen. Whatever will be, will be.
yeah. We'll let you have the last word on that. It's been a wonderful chat, and I'm sure that the viewers are going to take back a lot of food for thought. Thank you for joining today. I'll see you soon.
Thank you Vanshi, for inviting me. It was a pleasure to chat with you. I always learn a lot from you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bye.
Okay, bye bye. Bye.